Alaikum. How are you children? I hope you are fine. Welcome back to the class of social science for class 10, and today we are going to have the topic on the first war of Indian independence, or also we can say 1857 revolt. Now what this chapter include? You're shocked, right? It doesn't study about the independence, it's going to study about how the people struggle, the problems that they have been faced in before independence. This was the first protest. Then afterwards, the Indian people got a knowledge that we have to fight for the freedom here. Okay, shall we begin? So here, we know that the British came to India for the purpose of trade and they started to rule India. And here, when British people have been ruling, they introduced two alliances. What are the two alliances here? One is called subsidiary alliance and the second is called doctrine of lapse. Subsidiary alliance, this was introduced by Lord Wellesley in the year 1498, and doctrine of lapse, this has been introduced by Lord Dalhousie in the year 1848. So we are going to study this doctrine of lapse here. What is this doctrine of lapse here? That has been introduced by the British person. He is a person when he came to India, when he highlighted doctrine of lapse here. He just underwent to the kingdom here, and in that the king, those who don't have the natural heirs and adopted children, no power to rule the kingdom, and many states came under control here. So when this was being introduced here, it was highlighted in India. Many Indians were unhappy. They have been very sad. Later a protest took place between Indian people and British people. According to the Indian historians, they said first Indian freedom struggle, and according to the English historians, they said the Sepoy mutiny. Okay, there have been different names here, but it is of 1857 revolt only. Now let us see here for this, what are the reasons that is for the protest which took place for doctrine of lapse here. The reasons for I have used some short forms, that is first Indian freedom struggle. So I have written here FIFS. Okay children. Now let us see what are the reasons here. Number one called political reason. Second, economic reason. Third, administrative reason. Then fourth is being called military cause. So first let us go to the reasons of first Indian freedom struggle. Shall we move on children here? Yes, political reason. So in this political reason, the doctrine of lapse which was been introduced by Lord Dalhousie, he gave a brief structure, explanation in political reason here. What is that explanation that was being taken place in the kingdom, in the presence of the kingdoms here? It used to say that, as I said previously, it resulted the policy, the adopted children no power for the kingdom here, and in that many Indian kings lost their kingdoms and the places were being annexed by Britishers. Which are the places came under British here, like Jhansi, Satara, Sambalpur, Udaipur, all that places came under Britishers here. When the kings lost their power and they have been unemployed. Who are employed here? The people, those are working in kingdom of king here. So they have been unemployed here. So that is the first reason called political reason. Okay. The second, economic reason. What is this economic reason here? The economic reason, they brought the changes called development of industrialization. They introduced industries and that affected the Indian market. What Indian market here? Our Indian people, where they don't have the knowledge of industries, machines, and this was being introduced in England. The finishing products they brought to India, and that affected to Indian economy here, where many Indian people became unemployed here. Especially the weavers became the first victim to lose their job here. They are the most suffer people in economic reason here, and next comes here zamindari system. The zamindari, in the sense here, the farmers were exploited, tortured, that they had to pay land tax, compulsory they had to pay land tax. And next point comes here for land tax collection right was introduced for the people to pay tax here. In that it was being given an in charge for the person called as Talukdas, that was withdrawn, and it underwent to British itself. Inam Commission, the gifted property, gifted land, that also was taken by Britishers, and in that it made upset to farmers here, and even the farmers involved to the common people where the political reasons have been taken place. Here farmers also involved in this protest. So that was the reason, second reason for economic reason. Next, third comes here for administrative reason. In this administrative reason, two laws were implemented. What is that law? Civil law and criminal law. Okay children, civil law and criminal law. So civil law, many civil laws have been introduced only for Indian people, not for British people. And in this, English was being a common language in the court of Britishers. So here the Indians hated this laws here, and later the people, many new laws have been implemented here, so they were not so happy to expect this civil law and criminal law. Now after that administrative reason, now let us move on to the fourth called as military cause. Military cause. Military cause. Here children, I would like to say one more point. In administrative reason, that is, there were lot of partial laws implemented, and where the Indian people dislike to that one. Okay. Now let us move on. What it says about the military cause here. The military cause says here about the Indian people where they don't have status, salary and promotion prospectus. They don't have anything. They have been not given title, anything. So they have been very upset. Who? Indian people. It was being given only to Britishers. So that also brought a very unhappy to Indian peoples here. Now when we move on to this, so many things here, they have been pressurized to put Indian people like triggered, and they have been due to religious. So they have been thinking only to the sentimental issues like religious beliefs here. So they have been forced to have an overseas and have the continuation of, if they don't like this one, they can move it. That is for Indian people here. Next, let us come here for beginning of the mutiny. So it is also called immediate cause. Beginning of the mutiny, it is called as immediate cause also. So here and to this, children will get confusion. When the question has been asked, what are the reasons for the first Indian freedom struggle, the children try to have a confusion of Royal Enfield guns, but it used to say only of doctrine of lapse here. But here, the beginning of the mutiny, it used to highlight the point on Royal Enfield guns. So when the British people, they came to know there have been a number of Indian soldiers here, and there have been very less number of British people. That time they want to get united. British people want to be united, and they played one game. They wanted to have a disunity among Hindus and Muslims. What is that disunity? They catch hold of simple thing in that where the cow was being worshipped by Hindus and the pig is being prohibited by Muslims. That was a weaker point among two unity. So what they did, the Royal Enfield guns were being given for the people here, and where they smeared the fat of the cow, fat of the pig, and it was being given to soldiers to chew the bullet. And in that, when this incident was being heard, that is which place here? Barakpur. Many people denied, and when it was been happen here in the Barakpur, when they refused it to use the bullet, to chew the bullet and use it here, a rumor spread it throughout the Barakpur, and in that Mangal Pandey, he is a person where he shooted dead to a British officer. His name is being called Major Hudson, and immediately Mangal Pandey was being hanged to death. So that was been an wildfire in Barakpur. Okay children. Now Assalamu alaikum. Once again, welcome back to the social science class. The topic, continuation of the topic, the first war of Indian independence. Dear children, in the previous class, we have been studying the beginning of the mutiny, the Barakpur incident, in that where the Royal Enfield guns have been given for the Indian people here by smearing the fat of the pig and fat of the cow. But here in that, a soldier called Mangal Pandey, he denied and he refused it, and where he was being shooted in British officer, and Mangal Pandey was being sentenced to death here. Now let us move on to the next call, the spread of the mutiny in Meerut. How this incident spreaded to Meerut here. Meerut has been a main place, a major place for British military base, and in that many Indian soldiers refused to take that new guns. Later, the soldiers have been put up to the prisons, and the prison soldiers released to imprisoned soldiers here. And the Meerut people marched to Delhi. Group of people from Meerut marched to Delhi, and in that they entered Red Fort and declared Mughal emperor, that is being called Bahadur Shah II, as an emperor of India. Later, of these people, when they have been done so many things here, this has been in one of the protest reasons in Delhi among Meerut people. And this incident, the spread of the mutiny, it spread like in wildfire to Delhi, Kanpur and Jhansi. Okay children, shall we move on to then the place called Kanpur? Yeah. In this Kanpur, there was a person called as Nana Sahib. Even he involved in the revolt. And the assistant of Nana Sahib, he was being called as Tatia Tope. And in that Jhansi, Rani Lakshmi Bai, she was being made the leader of the revolt. And Kanpur fell under Britishers. It was being annexed by British people. Which place? Kanpur. Now Kanpur has been lost. It was been under British. Now Jhansi has been remaining. So the revolt continued. Jhansi, and in that the supportive person for Jhansi was being called as Tatia Tope. And when it was been moving, Lucknow also was been annexed by British people. It continued to the south part of India, that's been called River Yamuna. And in this, Rani Lakshmi Bai, she is a brave lady where she occupied Gwalior. And later, Jhansi Rani, where she was being forced to accept doctrine of lapse, but she denied to accept where the Jhansi could have been taken by Britishers. Later, as Jhansi didn't accept this doctrine of lapse here, as she's been a brave lady here, when she was being a heroic death while battling the British in another battle, till now she's been remembered for her bravery. Now, after having on so many incidents the spread of the mutiny, now let us move to the next call, reasons for the failure of the mutiny. How it didn't spread throughout India, what made the reasons here? So the first reason has been, number one, it didn't spread to the whole India. Second reason, it comes here for many issue matters of the rights of the queens concentrated only on liberation of the country. Then third comes here, soldiers lacked their discipline, organizing skills, military strategies, planning capabilities and soldiering skills. There have been many reasons for the failure of the mutiny. Okay? Have you followed children here? The reasons, there are many. One by one, I have been put up by commas here. So there are many reasons. Now let us move to the results of the mutiny. What are the results of the mutiny here? In that, governance of the East India Company, EIC, I have written in short form, East India Company, came to an end. And a new government was being started, that is being called governance of British government started. This came to an end. British government started. And in that period, Queen of Britain, she is being called Queen Victoria. So she passed a declaration in 1858. And before in this one, and when this new government was being introduced here, the administration of India was handed over to the Secretary of Indian Affairs of the British Parliament. So this came to an end. New government was being started here, the power was been given to our new government secretary called Indian Affairs of the British Parliament in this one. Now, Queen Victoria passed a declaration in 1858. What is the declaration? That has been what all the problems they have been facing, where we have been studied in the previous. That is for freedom Indian struggle, political, economic, military, administrative. In that all the people were having where the Indian kings were been thrown, and later the Indian people were been forced to use the guns which has been smeared by the fat. So that all where the dislike, loss, everything in that here. So she passed an agreement that they have to follow. Number one called agreements entered by the company with local kings. Whatever they do, whether they do the new laws or whatever, it should know by local kings here. The second comes here, regional expansion of the states here. Then stable government for Indians, a good government for Indians. Then equality before the law. All are equal, not only the British people, even the Indians also all to be treated in same. Then last comes here for non-interference of the government in religious issues. So they should not involve in any religious matters. So these are the 5 agreements, declaration passed by Queen Victoria. After having to this one all, hence the British government decided the Indians for the purpose of legislation and implemented, that is called policy of association. So when we studied this topic, the first war of Indian independence, it has been given an outline importance to seek alternative channels, that means to struggle against the British. That is only a small struggle here which it made further to have a struggleness for Indian independence. Your children, this has been covered of the whole topic here. If you have any doubts, write down in one paper, and later this chapter is being sent through PDF for you people. Okay? Thank you.